Welcome. Um, so, excuse my hair, guys. So, you know how this past couple videos I've made have been pretty much about the law of attraction and what I need to do in order for me to achieve greater things, better. At the end of the day, I hate that it comes out to it, but like Dan Pena said, it's the only thing that people measure. It's money. And I know that money is not everything, and I understand that money is not gonna make me happy. But I'm happy right now. You know, if I could just make money to just cover the little stress that brings, I'd be in heaven. So, this, like I said, this past couple videos have been about the law of attraction and what I need to do in order for me to, you know, make make the real living that I want to make. So, me holding on to this doesn't work. I need to set it somewhere so I can talk to the camera. That's okay though. I'll hold my hand up. So, back to the law of attraction, right? That's I heard an ad today for a class that this guy's having. I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he was talking about uh, bending reality, and he talks about like some of the greatest authors and people that have done like great things, I guess, in our lifetime have talked about this. They talked about bending reality, I guess. Um, what's his name? The guy from Microsoft. Microsoft? Apple? Not Bill Gates, the other guy. Well, anyways, I guess he talked about it on his book, talking about having the ability to change or bend reality. And what he's talking about is you seeing things a certain way, and that's how things are. Like there is no other way. That's the way things are. And so whatever reality people think that there isn't. It's just your reality. If you're going through this wall and people are telling you you're not gonna go through this wall, but in your mind you're going through this wall because there is no other thing. That wall is made of a cotton or cardboard wall. It's not no brick wall. You're going through that wall. So that you're bending reality. Everybody else's reality is no, there's no way you can make it. There's no way. Your reality is there's no way you cannot make it. So having that mentality, it just allows you to push through on everything that you're doing. There's no there's no quitting. There are times when you get tired, and right now, like, I enjoyed doing tile, installing tile when I enjoyed installing tile. It was fun. It was fun. Sometimes it became a lot of work. But at the end of the day, once I create a masterpiece and I consider it a masterpiece, like, it feels good, you know? But there comes a time when it's like, that doesn't fill you anymore. It's not enough. You want something else, something more challenging, something different. And so, talking about um, bending reality, you know, I don't know how I got sidetracked with the tile job. But if we're talking about bending reality, like I said, having that mentality of just not quitting, just going through, like, no matter what, just finishing on what you're doing. That is the secret. Like you yourself have got to see it, right? But you see it, like you see it, like how do I explain this? I'm gonna. This is a perfect example for me, and that made it very clear to me how it worked. When I first found out about bending reality, or the secret, or imagination, I remember I had a crush on this girl, um, back where I used to work, and I remember after I found out about this secret, I thought to myself, I gotta run into this girl. Like, I have to run into this girl. I really like this girl. And I just pictured myself just kind of like running into her. In a funny way, like running into her. Bam. And it's so funny that the next day I was walking down an aisle, and then something just clicked inside of me. And it's like, bam, she's right there. And right as that happened, like I was turning the corner and she was turning the corner, and bam, we ran into each other. So when I'm talking about you see it, you gotta imagine it and see it clearly in your mind and see what it looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. So once you see that in your mind, then that's when you start bending reality. In this ad, this guy was talking about the people that they're like, what contributes to a successful person, And they're like, none of them. I guess he interviewed a lot of people, and he's like, none of them accredit an education for their success. It's like, but all of them talk about a certain, I don't know, power phenomena that happens for them. A certain willpower, certain strength, I guess, to access their own willpower. Knowing that you can go through it makes a whole lot of difference than when you think, oh, I might not get through it. This is just day and night. So that mentality right there is the mentality that you must have, Um, right now I was working installing tile. I did that for about 4 years. I'm still doing that, but I think I'm done. I think there's nothing else for me to prove. Everything that I can do, everything that the pros can do, I can do. So I consider myself a pro, and that's it. There's not much more to this life, and I want something else. And so, because I've learned to make it through when I'm failing at tile, I've learned to struggle my whole day and fail at it and come back and whoop ass. Because I've done jobs by myself, huge jobs, that allows me to believe in me, into thinking that I can do it. So I remember one time I went to an interview because I was trying to be a maintenance man. Shout out to all the maintenance men, by the way. And he asked me, he's like, well, what do you know how to do? I was like, honestly, I don't know how to do much. I was like, I want to learn. And he's like, well, what makes you think you're gonna be good at this? I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm good at whatever I do. So, it's like, maybe I don't have a lot of experience, but I was like, I can learn real quick. I didn't get the job, He's like, oh, we need somebody that's experienced already, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I got a job the next day doing the same thing, maintenance. And then they ended up calling me like 2 weeks after that. Like, oh, we'll have to give you a try. But I was already hired. Irrelevant. No, kind of relevant. What I'm saying is, I have faith in myself to jump into something that I didn't know anything about, that I didn't know anything about. And I had enough willpower to make it through there. It wasn't until I had an accident that I had a breaker blow in my face. I think it was this side right here. You can't really tell though. Nothing really happened. Just got like a little burn all this side, but it was okay. But it wasn't until that happened that I quit that job, which meant I was able to fix heaters and ACs to a certain extent and do stucco walls and paint and do floors and do cabinets and build shelves and uh, fix plumbing and all that stuff. Like I'm able to do that. I'm able to do that. That gives me confidence to say, all right, I can figure out which button to push. You know, that's it. That's the only difference. The only difference in mentality that you gotta have is push it through all the way. It's like if you were pushing a ball uphill and you knew once it got uphill it was just gonna go down. Like there's no way that rock or that huge ball is gonna come down on you. Like you gotta push that ball up. Once you get to a certain point, then you just push it. It's gonna roll down, and you're good. So willpower, willpower. That's that's something that you gotta have. That's something that whenever you have a problem, you see yourself past that problem and finish with it. Like you see the problem solved. Like, all right, that's it. That's cool. And no matter what comes up, you go through it. You go through it. There's another problem. You go around that problem. You go over that problem. You go through that problem. There's another little one. Boom. You go take that one too. You just keep on going. So now that you gotta understand that all this stuff is all mental. Like all these shifts that you gotta make, they're all mental. It's not like when you work and you're using your hands, or when you're building Legos, you like, or you see it. Okay, well this one goes here. It's not. It's not like that. It's all mental. It's all feeling based. So I'm pretty sure that you've had some situations where you went through and you thought, damn, like that was hard and I went through it and I made it. Like, attach yourself to that feeling, Clip onto it, boom, grab onto it. And feel that feeling. Those feelings are gonna allow you more of those feelings. And that is the secret. That is the secret in itself. Thinking something that you want and feeling it. But if you don't know how to, like I've talked about this before, if you don't know what it feels like to make $1,000,000, you don't have nothing, to attach it to. But just think about feeling good. Think about feeling just joy and happiness and just being thankful for everything. That right there makes a whole lot of difference. That changes everything. That changes your world. That's energy. That's energy created by us. By us. But you can't see it. You can't even touch it. It's inside of here. And you think of something and it just, your mental energy guides you. This is what you do, but this is you inside of you. If you don't take a hold of your mind, then you're on autopilot for most of your life. And I know I've been there. I've felt like I've done that. I feel more aware now. It's a level of awareness that being in your, like, being self-aware brings. It's a level of awareness. No. There's like knowing that everything that comes your way is something that you've attracted with your thoughts. You can be aware of your thoughts. You know? How can you become aware of your thoughts? Oxygen plays a big part. This is why when you exercise, you feel great. You know, your blood gets oxygenated. You feel great. Maybe I'm just like rambling on too much now. I feel like I'm touching on a lot of subjects here, but this is it. This is the secret. You know, in order for you to think clearly and think straight, you gotta work out. This is like that's why working out is so vital for you, for your thinking, for your existence. And if you want something, you gotta think it clearly, like clearly. See it in your mind's eye, and then once you become aware of it, like, whoa, you're gonna catch it when it comes your way. You know, if you're whatever it is that you're asking for, anything, like my example with that girl, you know, it's like, oh, it's exactly that. It's exactly that. You know, and it was, whoa, it was eye opening. You know, and all this stuff that you think about is just like, we're all linked. We're linked to each other. We're interconnected in a way. You know, so you gotta be careful what you think. You know, you cannot. I don't know. I feel like people do this a lot. I feel like this is where voodoo comes from, or like the black arts or whatever. That whenever you think of something or someone's face, you're also messing with them, you know? And that's not right. And that's not right. You have no right in doing that. And I say that because somebody had asked me about twin flames, and this person was saying that I guess this guy hit her up, and he said, talking about twin flames, and he's, you know, her other side or whatever. And I told her she's married, and I told her, I was like, you know, you gotta be careful, because this is where a lot of the, you know, voodoo and stuff like that comes up. I feel like, you know, because, and I could be wrong, but I feel like because we are interconnected, and I feel like whenever somebody thinks of somebody, like they pop into their head, you know, and like just a little thing. And I feel like sometimes people play with each other's minds, just thinking of something that isn't. And so they come up and they say something to the other person, and now the other person's like, whoa, now I'm rocked, you know, because I wasn't aware of this, but now that you told me, like, I felt that too, you know. And I don't know, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why you gotta be self-aware for you, and you cannot get pulled on somebody else's energy. You know, you gotta be centered. You gotta, every day when you wake up, just meditate, center yourself. Once you're fully centered, like, that's God being with you. Like, nobody gets in or out. It's, you're fully centered. So I guess with that in mind, all I can say is, you know, I can say a lot. I can really say a lot. But the main thing, I guess, it will be, keep a guardian, you know, at the gate of your mind. Be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what you know, speak. Because that can make a whole lot of difference in the world. Anyways, peace.